So today on Idiot School Running, we have Oonah. Say hello, Oonah.
Hi, everybody. Hi, Colin. How are you?
On our show, we've got a guest who likes to run. Do they really? Do they jog around the place just for fun? That's not fun. Are they a professional athlete?
Nope.
Lining at the start with the elite. It don't matter. We've got a guest on our show because we asked and they didn't say no. It don't matter because our show has a guest. It does. Pretty much because we asked and they said yes.
Oonah, that is a lot of energy to start the day. How are you?
I'm great. Thanks very much. It's Friday. It's the weekend. It's a bank holiday. The sun is shining for now. So I'm going to go with it. So, yeah, all is good. Life is good. There's no point in telling you I'm miserable because you're not going to do anything about it. So I just have to get on with it, to be honest.
And see, to be honest with you, I don't really care if you're miserable
Yeah,
or
no, I
not. As
know.
long as you're on the show,
Yeah.
I don't mind. So you said that, yeah, it's sunny at the minute, but we are due thunderstorms at the time of this recording. So this will be back in time at the time of this recording. Did I see thunderstorms in this weekend?
Well, don't. Let's not talk about it. The sun is shining at the minute. And sure, we'll go with that. We've just had a few days of the hottest weather ever that's ever happened in Northern Ireland. So here. And it's the one
Yeah.
thing we can't control as well. I keep saying that. So one thing you can't control is the weather. So there's no point in letting it get to you.
Yet, because if you read into the military stuff, they can control the weather. But we're not here. We're not here to talk about military
Absolutely not.
conspiracies. We're here to talk about running. And I've got you on today because I was online and I came across this thing that was happening and called the NI Running Show. And you're looking after the NI Running Show, or you've got something to do with it. That's why you're here. So tell us a wee bit about the show.
So I am the NI Running Show. I'm the event director of the NI Running Show. Very proud event director. So the NI Running Show, we launched the event a few months ago. The event will take place on the 7th and 8th of February, Saturday and Sunday, the 7th and 8th of February, 2026 in the Icon Exhibition Centre in Lisburn. The Northern Ireland Running Show is a mix, is bringing together everything that we love about running. So it's bringing together the brands who supply the kit, the nutrition, the advice, the physiotherapists, anything you need for when you go out for a run or you're preparing for a race will be at the NI Running Show. So there'll be around 100 different suppliers and exhibitors, as I say, everything from kit to trainers to your T-shirts, to your nutrition, to your gels. And in addition, then we have 2 days of fabulous talks and speakers and experts who are there to give you advice and help anybody with their running journey. And the show is aimed at, and those people who are starting out on their couch to 5K journey, or somebody who wants to start running but isn't quite sure of how to, right up to the likes of yourselves, those ultras, those guys who can go out and run 100 miles and not even have to train for it, the sickeners, or the athletes and the track, those guys. So it's basically, do you know what? It's a celebration. It's bringing together the wonderful community that we have here in Northern Ireland of runners, of passionate runners, of the social runners, right up to the professional athletes and the elites, and just actually having a bit of fun and coming together and learning and being able to develop your running journey in whatever way you need to.
This event, and by the way, can I throw in that you said all your beginner runners and your up to people like me, you kind of put me on this pedestal, and myself and Andrew, they were these elite runners. We are not. We literally went to Greece to eat pastries, and do a bit of running. So we are not the elite runners. I don't know where we fit in. We fit in somewhere where we're just like having fun with running. And the date's very, very key for your event, because as I believe that's the start of kind of the standard sort of running season. And then after the event in Belfast, we are a month or two away from the Belfast Marathon. Was that on purpose?
Absolutely, 100%. So there is, every country has a running show apart from us, but not now. Obviously, hence the birth of the NI running show. So when it comes to training for your marathon, or training for your ultras, or even your 5Ks, everybody does put in a little bit of thought and a bit of training. Most people now, Colin, you're saying sometimes you just rock up and do it. I'm not fortunate enough to be like that. So when I train for marathons, it's something, you get Christmas out of the way, and then you start thinking, right, or we all get those how to train for a marathon books. I don't know about you, but when I did my first marathon, that was wrapped under the Christmas tree to how to train for your first marathon. So you were following the training program from sort of the January, right, to take you through to the 20 weeks or the 16 weeks or whatever your marathon training journey was. So the 7th and 8th of February was chosen very, very key dates to allow people enough time to come to the show, to pick up the right kit, the right supplies, the right nutrition, to start trying out those gels. I don't know about you, but again, I've had interest in work with different gels over the years. So, you can't just take your first gel before your marathon or your 10K or whatever event, whatever distance you use your gels for. So absolutely, 7th and 8th February was put into the diary specifically for that reason, to give people enough time then to use and get the benefit of the show to help with their training schedules and the most important and their race dates and whatever they have coming into the busy race and spring season.
You don't just take running gels because they sponsor your show, or at least some of us don't. But we do. They sponsor a show. So Protein Rebel, you can see in behind me, a great brand. And that's a wee bit about the show. But not that we don't care about the show. We care about the show. But why are you doing this? Why are you creating this show? And what's your running journey? What does it look like for you? And what's your history? And how did you get here? I suppose what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. So do you know, again, I know I don't look old enough, but I started my exhibition journey and my event journey 20 years ago. So I worked and lived in London for a very long time, and I have launched exhibitions and events all over the world and lots in England. About 8 years ago, then I returned here to Northern Ireland, having had my children, and it was time, exhibitions and events were sort of put on hold for a little bit. But I came back, I returned here to Northern Ireland. I'm a very passionate Glens runner. Woo, up the Glens runners, and we're small but mighty, and a Glenariff girl. So I moved home, relocated home with my husband and children. And I wasn't a runner then. I wasn't a runner sort of 9, when I first moved home, but I was an exhibition organizer. So I came back, the birth of my second child, and in truth, my head went, I struggled. I struggled with the likes of postnatal depression and not sure where I fit it in, and giving up my career and all those things that women do struggle with when they have children. And then I discovered running. I discovered the beauty of running, that idea that you can put your earphones in, you can go out for a run, you can be in the worst mood ever, you can have the weight of the world on your shoulders, you could maybe have fought with everybody around you, and, in truth, the tears in my eyes. And as I say, living in the Glens, I'm so blessed with, we have all terrains at my doorstep. So I run a lot in Glenariff Forest Park. I run on the road, the beauty of the coast road. We have the beach, wherever the mood, whatever mood I'm in, I've got the terrain for it. So I find myself up in the forest park a lot, and it went from, that sort of very slow 5K to 5 miles to 10 miles to building yourself up, loving the fact that, getting yourself up that hill, and then you can, as I say, freewheel down it, and it's just the best feeling in the world. So fast forward, all these years, I'm still funny. Last night, I was in the forest park with the wonderful Johnny Steed. So Johnny Steed is very well known mountain runner, big player within NIMRA, the Northern Ireland Mountain Running Association. So he has us out in the forest park with the Glens runners. We're doing hills training. I don't do hills. I hate hills. But you know what? It's a necessary evil, and it gets you there. So still to this day, if I say this a lot, the first thing I do when I waken up in the morning is, when I'm going to get for my run, what time can I get for my run when I've juggled everybody? You know, I've sorted out the kids and I've sorted out my husband and I've sorted out work and I've done all those sorts of things. When can I go for a run? So that's sort of my running journey. But then over the last year or so, and as we tend to do in Northern Ireland, when we watch and what's going on over in England, and you're like, oh, why don't we have that? And they get this and they don't do that and we don't have it. And there isn't a running show. There isn't a running event here in Northern Ireland that allows people to come together. You know, when we go to races, and I go to these races and it's like greeting your long lost cousins and hi, even though they're the competitor clubs, you know, but it's great to have a chat with people. But actually, as soon as the race is over, as soon as you cross that finish line, you're tired and you're cold and potentially you're wet and you just want to go home. And you don't get to enjoy the atmosphere. You don't get to enjoy the buzz. You don't, you know, before the marathon, you're going to pick up your bib or whatever. You don't get to really enjoy what's going on because you're so focused on the race. So I sat down with a group of sort of everybody and anybody, you know, sort of, I'm so proud and delighted to work. We have the likes of Dr. Michael McKillop, MBE, is an ambassador for the show, who is absolutely amazing. And the likes of our local running clubs and, you know, Johnny Steed, another great ambassador. And we sat down and put pen to paper and I said, look, well, you know, I've done this for a very long time. Even last year alone, I did events in Basel in Switzerland. I did New York, I did London, and I did Birmingham. So it's I don't want to say it's easy because it's not, but it's bringing the community together. It's getting people to work with you. It's share and for running. But my goodness, I could talk about it all day. Funny, I was saying this to somebody yesterday, and there was a piece went out in the, you know, in the press and can I say in the Irish News and whatever, and different things.
Yep.
And somebody says, who's not a runner, I didn't realize that there's so much to talk about when it comes to running. It's like, don't get me started. I could talk about it all day, every day. I'm so passionate about it. And as I say, I'm such a believer in, you know, the running show is bringing together, the Northern Ireland Running Show will bring together that person who is sitting on the sofa in January saying, I'd love to start running. I just don't know how. I'm going to challenge myself with a couch to 5K, to the ultras, to, you know, the elites, to somebody who is training to represent Ireland or GP or wherever. And it's everybody. There is something for everybody at the show. So Friday and Saturday, the 7th and 8th of February, tickets are on sale. We'd love to see everybody there.
So that is some running journey. And you mentioned getting the kids sorted, getting everyone sorted, all the ambassadors, but you dropped in that you get your husband sorted. Does he run?
No, he doesn't. And, you know, in fairness to him, he doesn't apologize. I have a husband who works very long hours in the film industry and in our wonderful Northern Ireland film industry. And he doesn't run, and he's absolutely no interest. You know, he doesn't even come to races. He's no interest in coming to your race. And that's okay. That's okay. That's not his thing. Actually, you know, it doesn't.
Well, he has to buy a ticket to the show at least. You know, he has to come to the show and buy a ticket. Will he be at the show?
He'll be given a job, you know, much to his sort of annoyance. But you know what I suppose everybody thinks that's really funny. And I don't know any different, but I suppose I quite like the fact he doesn't run, to be honest, Colin, because this is my thing, you know. And again, maybe it's just a woman thing, but you know, it's nice to have, that's my space, my friends, of course he'll come for sort of you know, he loves the refreshments after the race. And he loved, I was listening, you talked once about it's your second Christmas. And certainly there's a couple of races in my calendar. I do in a brilliant race called the Lurig Run. I don't know if you've ever heard of that one. It's in August.
I've seen it online.
Yeah, so it's gone viral quite a few times. So the Lurig Run is an amazing run in the village of Cushendall. Sells out in something like, my goodness, 20 minutes or something. It's the fastest selling race ever. And it's not long. It's only about 6 kilometers, but it's up to the top of the mountain, and then you slide the whole way back down. Brilliant, absolutely love it. Lurig is also my as I call it, my playing field. You know, it's our training ground. So it's August every year. I do it every year. Absolutely love it. Of course, my husband will come for the refreshments afterwards, but that to me is my Christmas day. You know, that's the waking up in the morning and being so nervous, and everybody's messaging each other, with that. I don't know about you, but maybe it's a woman thing, but we all message, I don't feel like this. This is going to be awful. I don't have it in me. I can't do it. And there's always those moans before you start a race, and you're doubting yourself. You always doubt yourself, and that's just life. But yes, so Lurig Saturday, as I call it, is my second Christmas day. I love it. Love the atmosphere. Love the obviously the refreshments after the event. And my husband just about comes for the refreshments, and that's it. And that's fine. That's absolutely fine. It's not a barrier. We just, actually, it's good, because it means then I can completely switch off, and he's in control, and I'm not worrying about what's going on in the house or what do the girls need or anything like that. And then we have another one of my Christmas days is another fabulous race on New Year's Day. And it is in Glenara Forest Park, 1st of January, organised by the amazing Ballymena runners. And we again, it's another one. So Zach Hanna came and did the race with us a couple of years ago. And as I mentioned, Johnny Steed is fabulous. So it's brilliant. It's like your second, third, another Christmas day. And as I say, my husband will come for the refreshments afterwards. He's not really bothered about standing watching me doing a race when it's cold and it's wet in the forest park that he knows very well, because I drag him up there all the time with the children to go out on bikes or walking or whatever. So no, he doesn't support running at all, but that's fine. We don't take it personally.
With all these things and all these running things going on, it's that we are normal people. We have families, we have kids, dogs, work, everything, and we fit in our life around this running scene. And you said, I did say it was like Christmas Day, and the more you drill down to it is that you wake up in the morning, you're excited, you get the start line, you run, and then, in longer ultra races, I love the aid stations. You have food, you see your friends and family, and everyone's happy. The buzz is amazing. And I'm assuming the show is going to be more like that, taking the running scene and putting everyone under one roof for the buzz, the banter, the products. Because online, so I like looking at running shoes. I could look at them all day. I could talk about running all day. But it's actually seeing them, feeling them, and, being able to find out the new products that's being released. That's, I think, where your show could be absolutely brilliant. And you mentioned about people who you drag along with you, which was your husband. Well, I drag Andrew along with me to these races, and Andrew comes on the show and asks a question. I don't know if you listen to many of the guest shows, but I really apologize to everybody about these questions, and they're probably hard to answer. And 2 people have told me it's their favourite part of the show, and they look forward to Andrew's question and what he comes up with. So I'm going to play the question right now.
Okay.
So you're hosting a running show. My question to you is, what would you do if during the main keynote speaker's speech, a man jumps on stage dressed as a blue chicken and starts to shout out, "Jelly ice cream, jelly ice cream, get your jelly ice cream here." He then proceeds to throw mince pies at the audience. So what do you do? I would love to know, what's your protocol for such a situation just as this?
What a great question. I've never considered that could happen. And I'm so glad. Thank you for that question, because I now have to put that in writing as part of my event plan that could happen. So he's going to throw at the audience. Well, do you know what? You either suck it up and get on with it, or, it's one of those. It's not life and death. I say I work in PR, not ER. So just embrace it. Do clap for what's going on. If something's thrown at you and it's a bit like if you're running a race. I love during marathon day when people are holding out. There's nothing better if somebody's waiting, standing with oranges, or I did Edinburgh and somebody had like pineapple, and then I went along and somebody gave me a bit of orange, and I was like, oh my God, that's been the highlight. And I'm actually waiting a bit, like as you said, for the stations. It's such a treat. Here, embrace whatever's throwing at you. As I say, look, you can't do anything about it, but...
And throwing mince pie, that's like... So your show's going to have giveaways and freebies all over the show. So really he is giving away mince pies. And mince pies, I think, are Marmite. You love them or you hate them.
I want to like mince pies. I really do. Bit concerned about the mince pie situation at the event in February, though. That to me suggests
Yeah.
they're going to be stale 2 months post Christmas. Would have much preferred if he had said some protein bowls or something like that, because that would have been a
Yeah.
real treat. That's something we could have
Yeah.
really gone with. Yeah, no, I'm not a big fan of mince pies, to be honest. But
No.
I'm not it's not like Marmite. I don't think mince pies are Marmite, to be honest. I think that's a bit unfair on mince pies. I don't
No.
think no, I don't think it's as black as white as that. Because actually, think of the pastry of mince pies. We all love pastry.
We all love pastry, but the stuff inside the mince pies. See, maybe it's me growing up. I never liked mince pies. And then I got to the stage where maybe it got old, but then I started liking mince pies. Maybe it's an
Right,
old
okay.
thing, whereas your kids want chocolate on Christmas. Adults,
Yeah.
I suppose my dad likes mince pies, not their fruit cake. You know the. But anyway, back back to the running. Back to the running.
Well, thank you, Andrew. That is a great question. I'm going to write that scenario into my event plan just in case. But certainly, could if we were to change the mince pies for the protein balls, it's a go. Go for it. If you want to do it, go for
Yeah.
it.
Okay, so the man in the blue chicken outfit could be a keynote speaker at the event.
Absolutely. I don't know about the chicken. Could we could maybe tweak the plan a little bit as well? But here, leave it with me. I'll think of something.
We are now sitting in 2025. You've got a long time before the event, a lot of work to do, I would say, and
Yeah.
a lot of people to sign up.
Yeah.
What's the plans going forward? And like, what will you be doing in that space for the rest of this year? How does it look? As
How does
I
it
suppose
work?
I'm asking because I'm interested as someone on the outside looking in, going, well, you got loads of time. Do it the
No.
week before or something. What does it look like?
It starts at least a year before your the show opens. So as I said, this has been worked on. We put pen to paper way back, almost last summer. It's quite simple, to be honest. It's not as complex as people think. For the first few months, for the first 6 months, you've got to prioritize your brand. So as I mentioned, we're aiming for up to about 100 brands and partners.
Wow.
They are everybody from the likes of the private hospitals, the physiotherapists, the chiropractors, right down to the suppliers of the protein balls and the snacks and the kit. The aim with any event, and this one is no different, it's a carefully curated event. And my job is almost easy because I am a passionate runner. So we are hand picking 100 of the brands that you and I want to see. As you said, the kit suppliers, the footwear,
Yep.
the as I say, the protein balls, the gels, the nutrition. So those 100 that we are working with and engaging with. And as I say, because the majority of countries, UK, England's the same, France, every country has their own running shows. We are bringing together those suppliers to come to Ireland and to Northern Ireland to promote their brand to runners here. So that's where we're up to at the moment. So on my list, I'm having conversations day in, day out with brands, everything from the kit suppliers, the running, lots of well-known and lots of not so well-known, which is exactly what we want. And it's exactly because at the end of the day, the well-known brands, now, the likes of, say, the trainer supplier, we are working with the amazing Pure Running. So Pure
Yep.
Running, the running store in Belfast, are working very closely with us, and they are doing lots, they have their range of brands. But in addition, there's lots of brands that's not available at Pure Running. And funny, I am day in and day out, I'm just delighted and overwhelmed with the response that I am getting from international Europe brands coming to say, look, we already do some sales in Northern Ireland. We want to do more. So that's the focus from now until probably September, is to onboard those 100 or so brands. And actually, I've been delighted, with the likes of Acti Snack, for example. Acti Snack from Armagh have came on board, and they supply, the home, the nutrition, amazing. We have some other brands, the likes of coming from England. So Muscle Mechanics is a brilliant muscle recovery gels. So brands that you probably haven't heard of, but actually they are fabulous, and they work, they are involved in other events, all over the world. So that's the focus from now until September. Funny, this morning I've just had confirmations through from a kit supplier. They supply kit for the likes of the Belfast Marathon kit supplier. They're coming to meet with the running clubs and the race organisers. So it's a complete diverse mix, but as I say, it's carefully curated, so it's not just all of the same product. That's the focus now until September. And then from September, you will see then it's going to ramp up in terms of the socials and the marketing and the PR. And, my job is lovely. My job is just to keep spinning lots of plates at all times and obviously get my run in. But, I have all sort of, and I'm so fortunate. I've launched events in environmental, and I've done furniture and interior design, and I did a construction event in New York late last year. So every event is similar but different. Every industry similar but different. But actually, because this is my industry, this is the industry that I love, I'm so passionate about. I go out, funny, the chat, especially when we were out running, as I say, last night, and everybody's like, oh, I had, what do you do for this and what do you do for that? And let's answer it and let's solve it at the Northern Ireland Running Show. So in my experience, you have to make sure that you're onboarding the right brands and the right partners, the brands that people want to see. With lots of, my goodness, I've had some great conversations, as I say, with kit suppliers and the trainers that everybody knows of. And you'll be able, once you come to the show, you will be able to try some of those brands out. So we're putting area in, a very well-known trainer supplier had said, well, actually, the way we do things is we like to get somebody to come and try out the trainers, which you can't do if you buy your trainers online, or perhaps if you're buying them from a store. So by coming to the show, you can try on these brands. We have an area of space within the venue to have a little run around. There'll be treadmills there as well. So at least then this is the brand for you. This I feel comfortable in this brand of shoe.
When do you foresee, now we're not going to hold you to it on the show, but tickets going on sale for the public? What's your timeline for that, or what month would you say to keep an eye?
So look, tickets, the link is live. Go on to our the website, www.nirunningshow.com. We're all over socials. There is this, tickets are sold via Eventbrite, which is amazing because I think the majority of us all have, it's very easy to have an Eventbrite, it's a quick touching buttons on your phone. Tickets on sale now for £13. So £13 gets you access to the show, gets you in front of the brands, gets you speaking to the experts, gets you listening to the seminars and the programs. The event program, the seminars and the talks, we are finalizing at the moment, but rest assured there is a talk and something for everybody. There is a bit of advice for everybody. Everybody will learn something, whether that's, starting off your first couch to 5K, or, you're that elite athlete that wants to learn something. So our seminar programs, as I say, are being curated by experts and lots of different people as we speak. But yes, tickets are on sale now. So please go onto our website. Brilliant. And ticket links are live. And
where do people then find you on social media sites, like Instagram, Facebook? What's your tag?
We're all over them. So at NI Running Show for Insta, Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn. So we have covered all bases in terms of whatever your preference is for social media. NI Running Show is our handles.
Thanks for coming on today and chatting to us and telling us about the NI Running Show. And also thanks for bringing a show like this to Belfast, to Northern Ireland, maybe Ireland in general, because we have some amazing people, amazing runners, and some amazing trails. Like the run-on scene could be massive. The trails are fantastic. The landscape's fantastic. And I love living here and I love running here. But thank you so much for coming on today and chatting to us.
Colin, thank you so much for having me. It is my absolute pleasure. I completely agree with everything you say in terms of, as I say, Glenara Forest Park is my happy place, and it's the most amazing place in the whole wide world for running. And I'm a very proud to bring this event to Northern Ireland. And here, I'm just one person in all of this. I'm just here to, to sprinkle a bit of the work that I've been doing all my career into this event. This is our community. This is everybody who runs and is passionate about Northern Ireland and Ireland. It is an all Ireland event. We are in touch with all the running clubs, both north and south, and runners in general. So yeah, look, I am more than proud. It's my hobby, my passion, and my career all rolled into one. And I don't think there's many people who are fortunate enough to say something like that.
Brilliant. Thank you so much for
My
coming
pleasure.
on today.
You take care.